Today's July 31st, and in my quick COVID update, it's not good, y'all. Listen, in the United States yesterday, we hit 122,000 cases. 122,000 cases, y'all. I've been saying for over a month that we would get to 200,000 cases, and this was when the Delta variant was just starting, and we were only around 15, 20,000 cases, and people thought I was crazy. And we are at 122,000. We will get to 200,000, and then we will quickly dissipate. Now, the areas that are at most risk right now is Louisiana and Florida. And Florida is about to get lit up like a Christmas tree. I'm telling y'all. There, Miami-Dade, Florida is 2,200 cases. The mayor of New Orleans has said they currently do not have enough ambulances and first responders. So he has reimposed a mask mandate in New Orleans. That is not good. When you are sick and you can't breathe, and they don't have enough ambulances to come get people. And remember, this is what happened a year ago. Heart attacks are still happening. Suicide attempts are still happening. Broken bones are still happening. Car wrecks are still happening. So we are getting to that point where we're stretched. And we're seeing again that patients are starting to get transferred out of hospitals because they're being packed. Now, one of the things that's different a year and a half later since the beginning of the pandemic is ER doctors getting more aggressive about treating people at home and following up with their primary care doctors. But we're going to have a run on the system again, like running out of oxygen, etc. So I don't really understand the point of not having a mask mandate if you're a governor. And I'll explain it this way. You have a car. Yes, Dr. V. And you guys have all heard the analogy that you have seatbelts, and you've heard the analogy. Comment if you've heard this. Like, getting vaccinated is like having a seatbelt. It's not 100% guaranteed that you won't get in a car wreck, but it really helps your chances of survival, right? So vaccinations don't prevent you from catching COVID. It really mitigates your disease. So if you have a car wreck, hopefully you might be injured, but hopefully less severely. So that's a vaccination. So you might catch COVID, but hopefully, and the data seems to show, just like they did in seatbelts, that the disease is much less, and you might survive. Now, Dr. V, people go, but people drink and drive all the time. You just didn't get caught. You just didn't get pulled over by the police officer. You made it home that night. Comment if you've ever had one too much to drink and you got home and you were like, holy shit, I should have never driven. So you get lucky. So people go, well, we went to a baseball game. We went to this gathering. We went to a concert and we didn't get COVID. You just got lucky, right? So everyone understands the seatbelt analogy. Now, what else is there in your seatbelt, in your cars that keep you safe? Most modern day cars have airbags. And if you don't, if you have an older car that just has front airbags, you're lucky. But you also have side impact airbags, front, the back seat airbags now, all sorts of stuff. So airbags are like masks. Why would you just have seatbelts and then turn off your airbags or say, oh, I have airbags, so I don't have to wear seatbelts? No, you do both. So we are at that point now. Now imagine this: if you're in your car and right? Because maybe it's New Year's, for example, and there's more people acting stupid, driving drunk than on normal days. Friday, Saturday nights, more people are driving drunk than on hopefully Monday or Tuesday. But you could also have a drunk driver on Monday or Tuesday. And then on New Year's Eve, there's a bunch of people who are driving intoxicated. And that's why the police are out. So we are at that point now where we are, for whatever fucking reason, I don't get it, but people are behaving the way they're behaving. They don't want to wear masks. They were like, you can't make me get the jab. A lot of false information about it. Like it changes your DNA. I think hopefully we are over the vaccine will change your DNA, and you kind of have to go, listen, it doesn't. It's mRNA. It will not go into your DNA. And which is funny because they're eating genetically modified vegetables like corn and stuff. They'll eat genetically modified corn, but they don't want the vaccine because it might change their DNA. It's like stupid. They'll drink milk that's full of hormones and steroids, but they don't know what's in the vaccine. They'll eat McDonald's. Even after they found out that McDonald's Chicken McNuggets is made with pink slime, that the hamburger patty is not really meat, that it's fillers, that it's product, it's cellulose, then they'll still eat it, but they can't make me get that jab, Dr. V. It gets ridiculous. It is so bizarre. These thought process. So now what's happened, ironically, is that the people who have been compliant, who have been wearing masks, who have been social distancing, who have been vaccinated, like myself, totally vaccinated, still wearing masks. We're the ones who have to keep wearing masks. It's so ironic. So the people are like, see, if I don't do it enough, then I will, I don't have to wear a mask. I don't have to get vaccinated. And I'm just going to take my chances. It's my life. It's my body, Dr. V. Okay, fine. But just remember, if you catch it, I hope you have a nice course. And if you have a bad course, I hope you recover quickly, And God bless our nurses and doctors and first responders who you're exposing to unnecessarily. But Dr. Vuong, I saw this news report about this place in Massachusetts, and 74%, 75% of the people there who came down with COVID were vaccinated. How do you explain that, Dr. V? I explain that by saying it worked. The vaccine. Comment if you've seen this report that this little town in Massachusetts, 75% of the people there came down with COVID were vaccinated, and that's the entire headline. Well, let's talk about the fucking headline. All right, this is a town. It's a vacation town where hundreds of thousands of people came down to visit on 4th of July weekend. Hundreds of thousands, y'all. And there was something roughly, the numbers are roughly 600 cases of COVID. And Massachusetts has one of the highest vaccination rates. Roughly 70% of the people in Massachusetts have been vaccinated. So of the hundreds of thousands of people who came down to this little town, 70% of them were vaccinated, right? So in other words, the majority of people there were vaccinated. So if you're going to have COVID cases, then they're going to be most likely in the vaccinated. Good. All right. So 75% were in the vaccinated population. But out of the hundreds of thousands of people who visited this town, there were only like 600 cases of COVID. In other words, if they had not been vaccinated, i.e. fucking Sturgis, last year, who remembers Sturgis this time last year, where they had 250,000 people descend on Sturgis and then lit up the entire freaking Midwest, South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota. They were lit up like a Christmas tree, man, from Sturgis. So now everyone's making this big deal. See, 75% of the people came down with COVID. What's the point? Well, first of all, unlike Sturgis, there were only 600 people who came down with COVID. And the key is this: Massachusetts did not light up. The eastern part of the United States did not light up like the unvaccinated event in Sturgis last year, y'all. In other words, it did its job. The vaccine did its job by minimizing the number of people who caught it, number one. Number two, of the 600, there are only 5 people who were hospitalized. That is a ridiculously low rate. And number three, it was not a super spreader event. Who understands what I'm trying to say? It was not a super spreader event, unlike Sturgis. Dude, Sturgis lit up the entire Midwest last year, and we've somehow conveniently forgotten it. So this is the point. Share that fucking article, and then share this video and say, dude, the vaccines work. They did their job. People in Boston walking around now, all good. You know, people in Florida and Louisiana are like, oh, we don't need masks. You know, the governor of Arkansas, we don't need masks. And they're lit up. They're spreading. They have more cases, more hospitalizations. And now they're like, we are out of hospital beds. Please accept our patients. We have nurses that are like, oh my God. We have doctors that are like, patients are begging me for the vaccines and they're about to be intubated. With their last breath, they're going, give me the vaccine. Like the vaccine it's not like a fucking Tylenol. It doesn't work right away. It's not like a shot of morphine. It doesn't make you feel better right away. Vaccinations, if you take the Moderna or Pfizer, you have to take them 3 to 4 weeks apart, and then you have to give them 2 to 4 weeks to build immunity. So you're talking a 2-month process. It's so. Do you not understand that it's a 2-month process? If you want, the schools are about to open up, Dr. V. Are your kids vaccinated if they're able to? Well. I gave my like colleges are about to open, high schools are about to open up here in about 2 to 3 weeks. Oh, my son just got his first dose. I sure hope he's protected. He's not fucking protected. What's wrong with y'all? So you still need to wear masks. Now the weird thing is, well, Dr. V, then if I'm vaccinated, why do I have to wear a mask? Because there are morons. See, now y'all are going to make me have to get back on Facebook Live and call people Uncle Billies again. And you can tell right here, this is not, this is live in my private group, but I'm going to put this up on my fan page and on my YouTube channel because I can't deal with all of the stupidity on my lives. And I still have stupidity on the comments. Dr. Vuong, I liked it until you cussed. I liked it until you started calling people names. Oh, you little special butterfly, are you? You're so sensitive to 4-letter words that you'll go see an R-rated movie. You're so sensitive, but you'll cheat on your spouse. You'll have an affair, you God-fearing motherfucker. Like, oh, I know it's my time. When it's my time to go, I'll go. What's wrong with you? There's 630,000 Americans that have died. There's, 4 million people worldwide. And that's probably underreported. And this shit won't stop because we don't care about our brothers and sisters in Africa and our brothers and sisters in Latin America. What the fuck is wrong with us? Ugh. And that was my quick and short COVID update that's not supposed to get like emotionally charged, and I'm already emotionally charged. It's so fucking silly. All right, I love you. And if you don't if you appreciate these lives, please, these COVID updates, please hit the share button. Please tag somebody. I appreciate it. If you don't like the fact that I call people names and cuss people out and use curse words, still please tag people. Still please hit share. We need not your friend share, not Sunny share, the share button.